Distractions. I cannot tell you how many people say they want something better in life, but they are so distracted that they don't even realize that they are preventing themselves from having more. So, what are distractions? Distractions are, things that are not helping you to move forward. So it could be you sitting down watching television. Yes, you may work hard. Yes, you may be in a space where you want to relax, but how often are you allowing yourself to relax and not move forward in the goals that you want? You have to learn that the distractions are there to prevent you, right? So you have to learn how to push through. So distractions are preventing you from having the happiness, the joy, the abundance, the prosperity, all those things that you want in your life. So you have to be able to push through. Distractions can also come in a form of, I say this all the time, guys, gossiping about other people, listening to gossip TV. A lot of people do not realize, you are not realizing that the things that you are digesting, mentally in your mind is kind of having a play on your reality. So I say to you guys, a lot that words are powerful. So yes, I am a transformational coach. I am a financial consultant. The reason why I have been mixing the financial and the mindset together, because regardless of whatever money you have, you will not be able to be in a space of happiness until you understand the mindset piece. The mindset piece is you becoming conscious enough to recognize when you are distracted so you can now focus on the things that you want. You say you want happiness. You say you want joy. You say you want more. You say you want to start a new business or you want a new career, but the fear is what's distracting you. So you find other things to fill your space. You find things that are not relevant to the goals that you have to fill your space. You tell yourself, I'm tired. I deserve to relax. I deserve to sit back and relax. And that's one of the things where you have been relaxing for so long that you're doing nothing, right? And that is where you have to become conscious. So let's talk about what becoming conscious is, okay? So becoming conscious is recognizing your thoughts, recognizing your words and your actions. Those are the three things that align with you to be able to vibrate what you want in your reality. So yesterday I spoke about the vibrations. If you listen to what the things you say, if you pay attention, it's really keen in, it's really becoming one. It's really becoming, just mindful, right? It's you being able to understand how your words are translated into your reality. So when you are speaking, if you become enlightened enough, right, to recognize that you are part of this universe and you are one with the universe, and that you can make things happen through your thoughts, your words, and your actions, then that is you becoming conscious. You are recognizing that you have a lot more influence than you think than you do, okay? So with becoming conscious, becoming one with the things that you say, how you vibrate your feelings. People talk about vibes. People talk about energy, right? But they say it and then they leave it and not dive more into it. I invite you guys to do more research when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to vibrations, when it comes to frequencies, when it comes to those things. So yes, transformation comes with becoming conscious. That is what I help my clients do. I help my clients, as I said, matter of fact, I may not have posted that video, so I take that back. I did a live yesterday, which some of you guys were on, and I talked about, becoming one, and I talked about vibrations, and I talked about frequency, and I spoke about how you can, create your reality through your words. If you guys go through my videos, I say it all the time. If you guys look at manifesting, if you look at ways that you can bring things about in your life, it's through your words, it's through your thoughts. So, with that said, I am an advocate in teaching you guys how to become conscious. That's what my clients do. They go through a transition from, being in debt. They go through a transition from, being unhappy, not feeling fulfilled, not liking what they see in their accounts, in their bank accounts, not liking where they are heading. So what I do is I help give them the lessons. I give them the mindset, resources, and the tools to be able to support them, to help them transition. The foundation of my business is about the mindset. It is about you becoming one with the universe. It is about becoming quiet enough to hear your guidance. That is what my business is about. That is how I help you be able to get to wealth. So wealth means a lot of things to a lot of different people, okay? But at the end of the day, when you recognize that you are not meant to struggle, when you recognize that you are here to have more, when you recognize that you are, deserving and worthy of more, then that's when you're going to start to say, maybe I am causing myself to be unhappy, because you're repeating things that you're seeing on TV. You're repeating things that you're hearing from your friends. You're repeating things from your environment, and you're not necessarily tuning into your desires. You dismiss a lot of things. So a couple of messages I already put up this morning. One was about the downloads that you're receiving from God. So I heard this message a few weeks ago and it stuck with me. It was a message from me watching CCC Brooklyn live stream their church service on a Sunday. And there was this Guyanese woman who was a music teacher there, and she spoke about her journey. And she said, God would not download messages for you to do things, to serve, to have more in life if he did not already equip you. And that is what I take you through in the transformational program that I have, to be able to recognize that you have the tools and resources already there. It's just me uncovering those limitations so you can recognize that you have what you need. But it's not an overnight process. It takes work. There is no reward without the work. That is the one thing that you need to realize when it comes to getting things. You cannot sit back and wait. I literally had that discussion with my son yesterday when he was talking about, he wanted to invest in stocks. And I was telling him, hey, yes, he's 11, but he's gone out and he's washed cars and he's made monies with his friends. And it was just more of me letting him know, like, money's not going to appear out of nowhere. And that's where a lot of adults, it's going wrong. They are hearing these concepts of make money overnight. They're hearing this concept of all you got to do is these 3 steps to be able to, get to riches. And, it's beyond that. It's beyond, a lot of the things that you're seeing on social media. It takes work. So you have to put in the work, and the work that I put my clients through is helping them transition to be able to be better. Now, what I recognize is that people tend to focus more on the money than they do on their own mindset. They think that the money will bring them a peace of mind, not realizing there's more work to be done. There are a lot of millionaires out there who are unhappy. There are a lot of millionaires out there who are not in a good state because they were so busy hustling and bustling to get to these millions and not putting God first, and not putting their families as a high priority. They were not recognizing that they need to be happy within themselves. So now they get to all this money, and then they realize that they're still empty on the inside. So that's where I'm helping my clients be able to transform. That's where I have transformed myself. I recognize, my bank accounts may have 6 figures in it and more, but at the end of the day, it means nothing if I'm not happy from within. So that is the transition that is more important. People need need to stop focusing on the money piece. That is the one thing that people gravitate to. They see, material possessions online and they say, okay, that means wealth. They see people, doing luxury things and having luxury cars, not knowing how they're paying for it, not knowing if they can even afford it. But this image of social media has people thinking that's what money is. And money is is an energy. Money is a currency. It's meant to flow. And one of the things that people go wrong is that they just feel like money is meant for them and is not meant to be shared with others. That they, want services for free, or, they only want to take care of themselves. They don't want to help other people. When you move into a wealthy state, you become very generous. You become very generous in wanting to help other people. And when you become generous, you learn that it's about serving. You learn it's about helping others. You learn that it's not about getting things for free because my friend does this business and my friend has, is going to give me a hookup. It's about paying people for their time, or it's about knowing that you're worthy of having more. So if you have a business, to charge what you're worth, so there's so many things that go into the mindset piece that I help you uncover those limitations. So, when it comes to words, you have to move past the limitations that you have been programmed to believe that you are not worthy. You have to learn that the distractions of watching TV and being on the phone, being unproductive and having conversations that are not conducive to you having, the business that God is telling you to go after, or having the career that God is having you to go after. Those are the things that you need to remove so you can have more. So I'm going to talk about one of my clients. She was in a space of debt, and through the transition, she's one of my longest clients. She's been with me going on 2 years, and she is in a state of happiness. What I recognize is that it was the progress, right? I too had to go through the same steps. So I'm helping people skip the line to get to find what happiness means to them. So rather than spin their wheels, that was one of the things that she said to me when she started with me, that she was tired of spinning her wheels and she just wanted to get out of debt quickly, which is something that I do for my clients. But she also wanted to have a peace of mind. She no longer wanted to struggle. She no longer wanted to feel unhappy. She felt like she worked long enough to be able to be in a better space. Now, again, she did the work to get to where she needs to be, and she followed my program to a T. There has not been any time that she has not followed the program. So it's one of those things. And, I will say this, right? People love to talk about failure, but I'm a big advocate in recognizing that there's no such thing as failure if you continue to do the work. Failing is you allowing yourself to stop. I'm not recognizing that if you keep going, there will be light at the end of the tunnel, okay? So there's so much that goes into, your mindset. There's so much that go into you becoming one with the universe. There's so much that goes into you recognizing that you're worthy, and you have to understand that you are removing the limitations that you have now embodied for years. Now, I'm not just talking childhood. I'm talking years of, you hearing your parents say certain words to you. You hearing your friends and family talk about their parents and how their upbringing hindered them or made them feel like they were not worthy. So there's so much that you have to unpack to be able to get to the root of where you are and where you want to be. And that is where a lot of times people, again, not understand that it is not an overnight process, guys. You guys have to remove this I want success right now. A lot of times when you pay attention to those who are successful, look at Oprah. It took her years to get to where she is, okay? There's so many people, Amazon wasn't built overnight. Google wasn't built overnight. If you pay attention to the brands, Nike, the list is endless. There is not one person who have an overnight success, okay? And if they tell you so, they are not telling you the truth. And I said this in a video before, we are forbidden to lie. And that's the one thing where people have been, forgetting about, that piece of, being honest. And when people actually sit down and be honest with themselves, they will see that it is not an overnight process. There is nothing that's overnight. Yes, I talk about the fact that I can get people out of debt quickly because I am using the same formula that I use for myself to get out of over $100,000 worth of debt in 14 months. So I say this all the time. The money piece for me as a financial consultant comes easy because it's what I do. I've been in corporate for over 18 years. So working with budgets, working with monies for billion-dollar corporations is something that I've been doing for a long time. So when it comes to someone like you who don't really understand how to utilize money or allocate your funds and be able to budget accordingly, it's going to come as a struggle because you don't know what you don't know. So sometimes you have to step out of the box and hire someone to be able to do something more. And that's another piece. It's like, because your friends don't have someone who is a transformational coach or a mindset coach or a financial consultant or a financial advisor, you don't feel like you should have it because you're not seeing it as a norm. Step out of that. Start to want more than what you see. When you start to move into the mindset of having more, regardless of what you see on the outside, that's when your life will start to transform. That's when you will start to go after things that you've been wanting to go after for a very long time. You have to move past what other people are doing. I tell people all the time, my business is unique because God made it unique for me. I am uniquely made from God. There is only one Terry Black. There is only one me. And the business as a wealth sharer is my way of serving and helping people be able to transform their mindset first. And the financial piece will take care of itself. That is where I come in. I just do it for you, right? I have a unique program where I do the financial piece of your transformation. I give my clients the money plans to execute, but the thinking about it, I remove that burden. I take that money worry off of my clients, and now they have no excuses to do the work because I'm giving them the affirmations, that are unique to my clients. None of my clients get the same homework, at the same time. It's all customized for each individual. And I do it like that because you are not the same as the next person. Your issues and your problems and your struggles and your challenges and your obstacles are not the same. Now, in theory, when you look at the root of it, it might be aligned, but how you got to where you got in terms of your mindset, in terms of your challenges, in terms of the things that you struggle with is not the same. Now, again, at the root of it, there may be some alignment, but your story is very different from my story. My story is different from your story. But at the end of the day, I know that once you are able to become conscious, once you recognize that you are worthy of having more, once you recognize that you are not meant to struggle, guys, your life will change. You will become happier. You will be free. And that's one of the things that, I just posted as well. Lauren London made a video about letting go and about, learning about being conscious. This conscious conversation has been happening for a long time. I met this beautiful woman named Sade. I think her name is Sade. Sorry. I met this beautiful woman, and she was talking about how Black women will now, take roots in, helping people become conscious. And I was like, wow, she is so right, because so many of us are now stepping into what is meant for us, and we're doing so unapologetically. So one of the things that you'll realize is that, when you start to become enlightened and you recognize where you're supposed to be, you start to walk in your purpose. And you start to walk in your purpose in a way that you don't apologize for it, because you know where you're meant to be. So if you look at my transition over time, you will recognize that, I started as the infamous sharer back in 2019. I was helping people with webinars. I was doing that type of format, but I just could not move forward with helping people in that way, because I recognize that, for me personally, the people who are serving in the way of helping people budget in a quick way is not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to teach someone how to budget in a, down dirty, because, it's easy, but it's not easy, right? So I didn't want to help people budget and then say, off you go, and know that they weren't going to be held accountable, know that they were not going to be understanding how to allocate as things come up, because you can't teach someone something in a 5-minute video and expect it to change their lives. That's why when I say my business is unique, my program is meant to meet with my clients every 2 weeks. We sit down, we go through, the things that we discuss, and they know that they have the support in having someone as a transformational coach to be able to connect with them in what they need. When, I can create webinars all day long, but again, for me, it was more about the long-term effect versus doing something for the short term. There are plenty of people out there doing the short-term route of teaching you how to budget. But when you look at it, at the end of the day, people are ending up in the same patterns because they're not keeping up with it, because they have not fixed their mindset. It's the mindset at the end of the day. So if you're not connecting the financial peace of mind to the fact that you need to have peace of mind in here, a sound mind, then you're going to continue to struggle. That is literally what it is at the end of the day. And I have to, be who I am, and I have to stand in what I recognize as a opportunity for others to do better so they can have more. And that's what it is at the end of the day. I am, I always say to people, I stand behind my work, because I know that I am doing something different, because I'm not allowing people to have a product and a service and it just be short term and know that they're going to struggle and say, I don't care. That's the piece that I can't do. I can't, help someone and just say, you know what, it's on you, you go and figure it out. That's just not how I operate my business. And I have not been operating my business like that. I have been working with clients for 2 years, going on 2 years, and I treat my clients all the same. They get the accountability piece, they get the coaching, they get the consulting, they get everything wrapped up in one. And at the end of the day, they are making strides, and they are not just, removing the financial burden, but the mental piece is coming together. So, there's so much more I can say about, what others are doing. I recognize that everyone's serving their own way. But for me, I just know that I just cannot process and be content with life, knowing that God give me a vision to, execute, and I'm taking advantage of others. That is just not something that I'm for. And I just don't want to even be aligned with anyone who takes advantage of others by teaching them this quick 1, 2, 3 step, take their, $40, their $20, and just say, here you go. So that's why when you go on my website, you're not going to see any products like that. And I, have been back and forth on whether that's what I want to do, but I really don't want to create a fly by night product, because life is not fly by night. When you are done with that course, you still have work to do. So, I just have to, again, to stand by what my purpose is and how I have to serve to be able to ensure that the clients that I am connected with, that I know that God has for me, are getting exactly what they need to be able to connect their faith to God. That is the foundation of my business. The foundation of my business is for clients, for people to be able to reconnect their faith to God, to know that they are worthy of abundance, prosperity, happiness, joy, and wealth. And I, again, will always stand by that. That is what I pray that God continues to align me with. And I know that, anyone who walks into my program is going to come out changed, because, when you are spoken to, when you receive guidance that Terry Black is your coach first, your transformational coach and your financial consultant, then you will know. I don't have to force people to be able to work with me. I don't have to, sell in a way that takes advantage of others. I'm going to continue to be honest. I'm going to continue to give people what they need, because that is what I stand by. And I am very obedient to God, and I'm going to continue to, serve as the wealth sharer. And for those who know that I'm going to be, I have my charity in Barbados, and I'm serving in that way where I'm helping young people, get a head start of what the mindset piece is. When I spoke to the school in Barbados, to be able to tell the children, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you have and how much people tell you, oh, the money, the money, the money. If you don't have the right state of mind, then the money means absolutely nothing. And that's the message that I want to drive to people, is that they need to shift, and they need to understand that the money is a reward, but you get the reward after you do the work. Okay? So when you realize that when you let go, right? I talked about Lauren London's video about letting go and letting God. When you let go of the worry piece of life, and not put money as the first thing, and make God first in everything that you do, everything else will flow together. And that is my testimony, because I am in the happiest state of mind. I am in the happiest peace of mind that I've been in a long time, because I recognize that God comes first, and people say it, but they don't really understand what that means. So that is what I help my clients with, in recognizing that, when you receive messages, it is not there by coincidence. It is meant for you to follow through, and I teach my clients how to follow. So again, if you guys have any questions, if you've watched this and you're like, who is this girl? I am Terry Black, the Wealth Sharer, and I am a transformational coach as well as a financial consultant. And I share wealth for you to be able to have wealth. And that wealth means that you have abundance, prosperity, happiness, and joy, and that you can have anything you want through the power of words, thoughts, and actions. Okay, guys? I will catch you guys soon. Bye.